PushGapRadio.com, Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth.
I don't know about y'all, but if I can get up on this app on January 19th, I ain't gonna get on none of them. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Yelp, nothing. I'm not getting on none of them. I'm gonna delete all the other ones too.
This is a message for whoever. Take TikTok if you wanna, bitch. Take TikTok if you wanna and see what happened, motherfucker. I'm a dead bitch now. I'm a dead bitch. Take this, bitch. Take it.
And look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the government, they want us under their surveillance 24/7. 24/7, they want us under their surveillance. They want to govern the seas we have. They want to govern the food we eat. They want to govern the education, the things we learn. They want to govern the news. They want to govern the cars we drive. They want to govern the social media platforms we are on so they can control them all day, every day.
Hey, welcome to Estevan TV. I'm at PushGapRadio.com.
Hey, this is Scott Moran. It's not just the brothers that listen to PushGapRadio.com. For the hottest new show in the Metroplex, it's Shackleford 1 in the main event on PushGapRadio.com. Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth. Dallas, baby.
PushGapRadio.com. Welcome to an all-new 2025 edition of PushGapRadios.com. Everything man wants to know is in a book. Anything you want to keep away from black folk, put it in a book. Therefore, the most dangerous thing in America is a black man with a library card. We've been out here beating these YouTube streets, and here's what they say is the goings-on's mind. The TikTok ban should scare you. It should make you very angry. And if you're not mad, I don't understand why. Now, here at PushGapRadios.com, I'm not a political creator. We try not to engage in politics. We try to keep our content a break from the hard things going on in life. But the TikTok ban is basically a violation against your First Amendment rights. But it's something we just can't ignore. As of the making of this video, TikTok has not been banned yet, but the most likely scenario is that it might be. That's why we're making this video. The Supreme Court met on Friday, January 10th, to discuss the Protecting Americans from Foreign Advisory Controlled Applications Act, which is a mouthful, I know, and if upheld, will go into effect on January 19th. The bill basically says if any foreign app is deemed a threat by the American government, it can be banned from America, unless sold to an American company. We'll get back to that in a minute. TikTok responded to this by saying they ain't selling. And why would they? It's the fastest growing social media platform ever, and it's because of TikTok's algorithm, which TikTok doesn't want to lose. They know what they got over there at TikTok, mine.
In the Supreme Court, good morning, Rebecca. You know, the Supreme Court really does look likely to uphold this ban across the country. So what that would mean, it's not necessarily going to disappear from your phone. TikTok's lawyer says the app will go dark. But what you think about what that means, there's two ways this law works. One is that app stores like Apple's and Google Play won't allow new downloads or software updates, so it will eventually get glitchy and not really work for you. The second way is that internet companies might have to stop storing TikTok's data. If that does happen, you really wouldn't be able to see an updated feed, and you probably wouldn't be able to post either.
But there are some technical details here that are loopholes for people, Elizabeth.
Exactly. Really important to know that you can keep posting, trying to use TikTok. You are not a criminal. This is not illegal for users. The tech companies are the ones that could face billions in dollars in fines if they do keep trying to allow those downloads or those updates. You know, we already seeing some users on TikTok post about workarounds like virtual private networks, VPNs. This is a way that you can basically mask your location. You might have done this in the past if you're in another country, try to access a U.S. show or a website, go through another website. And ultimately, what could happen here is we could see the Supreme Court put an administrative hold on this law. That could essentially buy a couple weeks, maybe months, for the Trump administration to find another solution. It's vowing to try to save this.
So, why this bill and why right now? There's a lot of factors that led to this bill being passed around. It's been thrown around for the past few years, but nobody thought it was going to happen. But we're here now, and it's happening now. Now, the legal stance that the United States Congress passed this bill under is a threat of national security. TikTok is owned by ByteDance, a Chinese-based company, and the argument is that the Chinese want to make changes to a Chinese company. They can, but ByteDance isn't a Chinese-based company. It was actually founded in the Cayman Islands. 60% of its ownership is global investors. 20% are its founders, and 20% are its employees. The Chinese government does own one share, But they do have headquarters in China, and they work with the Chinese government in the past on their specific products. But TikTok also has headquarters in the U.S. TikTok itself is a subsidiary of ByteDance that operates outside of China, as far as we could find. I couldn't find any direct link to China from TikTok specifically. All the data that I could find backs up what was said in the court hearings that we had last year. Oh, by the way, please correct me in the comments if you have any sources that say otherwise. Now, that's the official reason the U.S. wants to shut down TikTok. But let's dig a little deeper, because a lot of things they're saying about the TikTok ban really doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? Again, as most of you well know, TikTok will be banned on January 19th after appeals courts uphold law requiring the sale or ban of TikTok in the U.S. Again, the primary reason for them getting rid of TikTok is because the government wants us under surveillance 24/7. Look at the people that own Teslas. That's somebody else controlling your deal. America wants total control over the American people, man. That's why they want to get rid of TikTok. TikTok is instant. TikTok tells the truth. You can't tell me about something that went on somewhere when somebody's already running it on TikTok, fam. Come on now. That's why they want to get rid of it. They can't control it. It's also eating into Meta, Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter. They can't control it. And therein lies the issue with the banning of TikTok. 24/7, these people want us under surveillance. Again, there's a high possibility that TikTok will be banned, but it's not being banned because of China stealing our data. Hell, America's been stealing our data since we've been here. It's not because China's stealing our data. They don't care about that. What they care about is the competition out of all these apps. I love YouTube. I like Facebook. But out of all these apps, TikTok is the best app out there. It's faster. You can communicate with people better. You can learn better. You learn a lot of stuff on TikTok. It's less censored, and they know that. So they have to censor the people they don't want you seeing. That's what's really going on. That's what's really going on in the real world. And they got to eliminate the competition. What do you think's happening over there with Zuckerberg over at Facebook? I heard tell now that Facebook is for old people. People who want to set up family reunions and high school and college reunions. That's what they're saying about Facebook. Stock prices dropping. Again, according to recent data, TikTok is considered to be the most popular app globally based on downloads, consistently ranking as the most downloaded app worldwide for several years in a row. However, when considering active users, platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram might have a larger user base than TikTok, but TikTok is the one blowing up. TikTok making it happen. That's just their excuse so that they can continue to control us.
If you have TikTok, you need to listen up because in a few days, this app could be banned. On Friday, the Supreme Court will hear arguments over a law requiring TikTok to break ties with its Chinese-based parent company, or they could face a U.S. ban. If you're a content creator, we want to hear from you. Let your voice be heard about how this ban could potentially impact you, especially if you have a small business and you rely on TikTok for your advertising.
Again, as we just told you, look what's happening over there at Facebook, at Meta, which is now called. Facebook is the one that just so happened to do the lobbying. Do you know that Zuckerberg spent $7.6 million lobbying in support of the bill to kill TikTok? And that set a record for Facebook's lobbying of all time, saying Mark Zuckerberg was on a redemption arc. All he was trying to do was bolster his public image as his company tries to bribe Congress. Now, what incentive would Facebook have to ban TikTok? Well, Instagram is a direct competitor to TikTok. It's far worse. I mean, sometimes it's a nightmare over there at Instagram. But their thought is we have over 100 million Americans on TikTok. They got to go somewhere. Facebook has been losing money ever since TikTok has grown in popularity. The $7.6 million that Facebook spent on lobbying in the first quarter is by far the most it's ever spent. Its second highest spending quarter was the fourth quarter of 2021 when it reported spending $5.4 million. So from a financial incentive, Meta wants TikTok gone. Zuckerberg been trying to buy TikTok for years. And after his failed attempt, he's been trying to get the platform banned because TikTok's existence means Facebook loses money. But that's not all. TikTok, whether you like it or not, has been a source of unfiltered information. Sometimes includes misinformation, but it also includes real factual information.
Well, breaking news from the Supreme Court. President-elect Donald Trump is asking the justices to pause a potential ban of TikTok from taking effect. The video app must cut ties with its Chinese parent company by January 19th to continue operating in the United States. That's the day before inauguration. Trump wants a delay to give his administration a chance to reach a, quote, political solution. Also today, TikTok and the Justice Department filed opposing briefs with the court. Arguments are scheduled for January 10th.
Again, the law in question, enacted with broad bipartisan support, requires China-based TikTok owner ByteDance to divest itself of the company. ByteDance only owns 1% of TikTok, as I just told you earlier. But if no sale takes place, the platform used by millions of Americans would go dark, according to the company's lawyer. Yeah, this shit gonna take us back to the dark ages, man. Because people learn a lot on the TikTok app. Again, you learn how to cook. People done started businesses from nothing. There's so many people with small businesses, they quit their 9-to-5 regular job.
You can't do this! You can't take away TikTok! This is how I support my family, dude!
And now they got their own business on TikTok, on social media. They can spend more time with their family, this, that, and the third. They don't want you spending more time with your family, fam. That's not what the government wants. They want to work you like a dog till you 70. Then you die and can't collect your Social Security, your pension. 401k dead. So yeah, people been starting businesses like on YouTube. Same thing on TikTok. TikTok is blowing up for a whole lot of folk. Yeah, they don't want you spending time with your family. They want you to work the way they want you to work. The American government don't want uncensored news. They want news they can control.
I've never been involved in a more complicated deal in my life, but it is a legacy opportunity, and I'm really excited about it. We wanted to make it clear as they debate that we are a buyer. We've got a valid syndicate. We're prepared to put up as much as $20 billion. And we don't need the algorithm. We don't want the algorithm, obviously, because the order of Congress is forcing them to shut down because of the algorithm. It's Chinese spyware. Pretty well everybody knows that now. And it's not really an issue around free speech, because if they sell it, we'll keep it lit up, and we want to. And certainly for me, the majority of my companies, up to 60% of their digital spend each week is on TikTok. It's a very effective platform. And I want to make sure, as an advocate for American entrepreneurship, that we keep it lit up, which is why I got involved in this in the first place.
The CNN propaganda, Fox propaganda, all this shit is fake. But this is where they can control the narrative. So if they can ban TikTok, we won't see what's really going on in L.A. with the fires and whatnot. They'll be able to control that. Mainstream media be able to put out anything and say anything about what's going on, like with the L.A. fires. And they'll be able to manipulate us through the media, lie to us, because they know you can't see firsthand what's really going on. Now back to misinformation. Misinformation is a problem on any platform. It ain't new to TikTok. It exists on YouTube. It exists on X. Wherever people go on social media, there's going to be some misinformation out here on the internet. When you give people a voice, some folk going to lie, fam. That's just what it is. But a lot of folk also going to tell the truth. And Facebook ass talking about misinformation. They wouldn't have got rid of their fact checkers if they cared so damn much. Would they? TikTok is a platform where people like to share their unfiltered opinions. I done seen videos in support of TikTok on TikTok. I've seen videos against TikTok on TikTok. Now think about this. Here's what throwed the mainstream media. When the United Healthcare CEO was assassinated, people on TikTok showed support for the killer. Mainstream media denounced or ignored that. Yeah, TikTok tell you how it is. Them other niggas tell you how it might be. Folks on TikTok tell you what's really going on. All the shit that the mainstream media is trying to keep from you and continue to feed you misinformation. Yeah, at the end of the day, your choice is what matters. Your ability to make an informed decision is what matters. So I believe, as an American, under the First Amendment, we should be free to have and share whatever political take we want. Some folks say a nation that tries to silence these takes is inherently fascist. That's just history. I never thought I'd be somebody taken up for a damn app, but I'm telling you, man, TikTok brings people together. And if I'm exaggerating, put it in the comment. TikTok brings people together. Think about it. If you're a single mother and you need advice from other single mothers, TikTok. If you're in relationships and you need relationship advice, TikTok. If you're going to college and you're trying to learn something, TikTok. See, the American government wants to go forward with technology while they send us backwards. TikTok is the only app where information can spread fast. You can connect to people fast. You can have critical thinking conversations fast, in real time. And like I said, it brings people together. And that's the one thing they don't want in America. Yeah, they don't want that. In America, just think about all the black leaders that tried to bring people together. Fred Hampton, what happened to him? They assassinated him. Martin Luther King Jr., what happened to him when he tried to bring folk together? They assassinated him. Malcolm X, Malcolm Little, what happened to him? Assassinated. Marcus Garvey, what happened to him? Deported him back to Jamaica. The last thing America wants is for people to come together and see who the real enemy is. They don't want that. They want you in family court fighting and dividing the family. They want you arguing over politics. Anything to keep us separated. And they get paid from it. Yeah, in America, banning TikTok is not a matter of foreign influence. It's a matter of free speech. Now it's up in the air whether the ban will go through or not. Trump wants to save TikTok. He told him to hold off on a decision until he gets in office on next week. I hope the Supreme Court does the right thing, but, we're trying to discuss it so far as what will happen. So we're prepared because it's going to impact you, whether you live in the U.S., Europe, Asia, whatever. It doesn't matter. These effects are going to be far-reaching. First of all, content is going to change just on the individual platform level. And if you think about the two platforms, TikTok and YouTube, YouTube wants you spending time on the platform. TikTok wants you engaged with the content on the platform. Different approaches to the same issue. Different type platforms, mine. And now with TikTok gone, a lot of content will change and the creators will have to adapt by moving to a different platform. And there are some other platforms out there that are supposed to be replacing TikTok, Red Note, Lemonade. Put down in the comments if you checked out either one of those and get us up to speed. Let us know what research you found out about these other platforms other than TikTok. Yeah, anything that keeps us separated, mine. They get paid from it. And then they laugh at us. And they all laugh together. It's a game. Think about it. On TikTok, you can laugh, you can learn, and be entertained. Hell, I watch more TikTok than I do television. You don't need a TV. You ain't got to watch Netflix no more. Some folk don't even turn on their TV, they said. Yeah, so if you ain't watching Netflix, hell, nigga, that's taking money from them. I told you, they don't give a damn about China taking your data. They don't care about what the government's been taking from us since the beginning of time. They don't want our black youth on TikTok learning about the real education, the uncensored education. Yeah, they want to talk about shit that don't matter. Anne Frank, Christopher Columbus. They want to talk about the same black folk they've been talking about. Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr. They don't want you learning what the real history is. And that's why they want to get rid of TikTok. They can't control it. That's all they want us to learn. They want to control the narrative. These politicians all on the same team. You see at President Jimmy Carter's funeral, Trump and Barack Obama over there chuckling and glad-handed. They all in the same game. The only people who don't get it is us. Whites against blacks. Blacks against Mexicans. They keep us divided, they get paid for it, and they laughing at us. Trust me, when a black billionaire walks in a room with other billionaires, no one gives a damn that he's black. Again, look what's going on with the fires in L.A. These insurance companies is the damn crooks. House flooded, they don't want to mess with you. Now everything's burning to the ground, and the insurance company's pulling out on you. Mainstream media don't talk about that. But if you go on TikTok, you'll hear conversations about the very people whose house is burning down. Again, the people affected most are the creators. Indie artists going to have a much harder time. Independent artists, for those of you who don't know, they're going to have a much harder time promoting their music. Even major labels going to have a hard time. Think about the artists that are on trying to push their music. Look at Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift got a huge surge in popularity because of TikTok. Most music nowadays is made for TikTok. A little 15-second snippet that you can use in a trend or a dance. Even the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef was going on. How did you keep up to date with it? By watching TikTok. So it's going to be a huge change in the music industry because of the ban. Political and news content won't have as much reach because on YouTube it's less advertiser friendly. And sites like Facebook and Twitter promote one political view over another. They're either far left or far right. It's going to be harder for the promotion of anything small businesses. Small businesses get a lot of love from TikTok, either by posting themselves or from people like Keith Lee giving reviews on small restaurants. It's crazy. In California, again, most of them folk ain't even got fire insurance. The insurance company pulled out on these people. Florida and California, fires and hurricanes and shit. They done also pulled out on the car insurance. How can these people do that? How they keep getting away with it? They the real terrorists in our country is these insurance companies. TikTok the only app, the best app to get the information from. It's TikTok. And they know that. Fires in California, hurricanes in Florida. You see for yourself what's going on TikTok. They don't want that. They don't want that. They don't want you to see for yourself what's going on. They want you to go through CNN because they losing money with TikTok. And they need their views back. Think about the elections. Politics. You'd rather watch somebody on TikTok than CNN or your local news talking about politics, talking about the election. They can't have that. They can't have us stealing their viewers, stealing their content. And doing natural disasters, they can't have us helping one another. Because the more debts, the more damage, the more money they make. They don't want you knowing this. They got to control the narrative, fam. They have to control the narrative.
We have an official statement from the Biden administration about the TikTok ban and whether or not it will take place on Sunday the 19th. It's a little bit confusing, so hang on and let me explain what we've got. So it says the Biden administration will leave it up to Trump to implement the TikTok ban, but it's not quite that simple. Does it seem like TikTok is going away right now? No, but there are some weird loopholes. So it says the Biden administration doesn't plan to take action that forces TikTok to immediately go dark for U.S. users on Sunday, an administration official told ABC News. But he's also not signing the 90-day extension. Now, TikTok can still choose to proactively shut down itself that day, a move that would intend to send a clear message to the 170 million people it says use the app. But the Biden administration is now signaling it won't enforce the law, but still they're not signing anything. And Biden does have the ability to sign a 90-day extension, which he's not signing. Position on this has been clear. TikTok should continue to operate under American ownership given the timing of when it goes into effect over a holiday weekend, a day before inauguration. It will be up to the next administration to implement. So they're giving it over to Trump. But here, if this you're Apple or Android, this is where it gets tricky for you. The way the law works, TikTok isn't required to go dark on the 19th. It's the app stores and internet hosting services that could be on the hook if they keep providing their services on TikTok. The law gives the justice fines up to $5,000 per year. So the question is Apple and Android and these internet providers, are they going to take the chance of the government lying to them, like we obviously know they do, and they could be fined up to $5,000 per user? Are they going to take that chance? I don't know.
The biggest recent streamers, like Kai Cenat, where they get their popularity from? Clips on TikTok. That's where every streamer now gets their fucking reach. Because Twitch ain't giving it to you. You know, discovery on Twitch. Yeah, ain't nobody messing with Twitch like that. The platform for a lot of folk has been TikTok. And TikTok's been a great platform for a lot of genres, man. Think about it. Cooking, animation, TikTok edits. The things you find on TikTok are much harder to do on other platforms. And if you want to become a content creator, the only real way to do it is with short-form content. People's attention span is very short. And most people who blew up did it through shorts on TikTok. So if you were on TikTok making a living, making your money, paying your rent, you're going to have to adapt to a new platform. Yeah. If the ban goes through, content's going to be different. You're going to consume it in a different way. Just because you brought along some damn apps, that don't change nothing. Folks still going to communicate with each other. Whether it's carrier pigeon, nigga, whether it's the Wells Fargo horse and buggy, whether it's snail mail, email, whatever. We still gonna get our message out, whether you ban TikTok or not. We're not letting these people control us. We're not letting these people stop us. We ain't gonna let these apps have us depressed, because their goal is to break us. Don't let them. That's my rant, and we're out. PushGapRadios.com. Pray until something happens. God always provides. At PushGapRadios.com, the power is in the name. PushGapRadios.com, we're bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. Devastating, titillating, definitely invigorating. Not like I'm insinuating that I think we're stimulating. Reason that we get good ratings because we don't be perpetrating. All we got to do is touch a microphone. Shaka 401 in the main event with Jackie O on the bangingest thing on your urban internet radio dial. Never average, never mediocre, online, on point, and on the freaking money. PushGapRadios.com. Dallas, baby. And we're out.